Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and today we're here at SEMA 2019, day 4. Well, this is Friday, the final day of SEMA, and we're going to be walking in. So this is what it looks like. We are on Paradise and Desert Inn, and the monorail is above me, and we're going to be making this awesome trip in. So we're coming on in. Down you'll see the Stratosphere. The Stratosphere is a really big hotel here in town, huge, and it's about, I think, 300 feet lower than the World Trade Centers, so it's pretty comparable to the World Trade Towers. You can do the sky jumping and stuff like that on there, and we're just going to be walking on in here, so you'll see what it looks like. The volume is considerably less than previous days, so the final day is very quiet, but there's a lot of really good sales action available because it's quieter. You can talk to people and have better connection. So you're gonna see what it looks like. We got all the trucks here. That's the convention center. SEMA stands for Specialty Equipment Market Association. It's a yearly event here in town, and the biggest, the best trucks from all over the world, they all come here. Every country basically brings whatever they're packing, and you'll see anywhere from Hennessy Performance from Texas, one of my favorite tuners. You'll see them here. You'll see Jay Leno's Garage. You'll see all the big names. They all have their presence, and some of them are really impressive. Some of them are just kind of blah blah blah. It just depends on the situation. So yeah, there's some new construction over here to the right. We got a new building over there. That is a new hotel and casino. They're always building something new. And we got the Westgate Hotel. That's the hotel that's connected to the convention center. It's a really cheap hotel. Terrible parking. Basically one of the cheapest in the city. And that's just a real doggy scraps hotel that they stick the convention center next to. Then you got the Wynn and Encore back here. Those are the best hotels in the city. Coming on over to the convention center. So this is what it looks like right now. We are about, I'll tell you exactly how far out. We are about a half hour out from showtime. So the show starts at, let's see here. The show starts at 9 a.m. every morning, so it's the same start time every day. And I'm going to show you guys some of the really cool vehicles there is. We got Razors, 4x4s, all kinds of really cool stuff. Tons and tons and tons of resto mods. You'd be amazed how many resto mods there are just everywhere. Very few OEM cars, but hey, this is the aftermarket. It's to see what you can do to make it the best you can, It's about improving OEM. But you really won't see any OEM cars. And you got all the major brands. Optima is coming in. You got all the other big products, your detail products, your audio products, your differentials. One of the highlights, I saw Banks Power. I saw Gale Banks, really good aftermarket guy. He has a Ram Air diff cover that allows your diff fluid to run, oh my God, like 30 to 60 degrees cooler when you're towing. So that extends the life of your bearings, extends the life of your fluid. For every 18 degrees cooler your differential fluid runs, your fluid oxidizes at half the rate. So if you have motor oil that runs 18 degrees cooler, you can go double the length on that oil change, and that goes for differential fluid, transmission fluid, any type of fluid. It oxidizes at basically half the rate for every 18 degrees cooler. So if you put that Ram Air diff cover in and your diff fluid's about 60 degrees cooler, well, that's about 4 to 6 times longer you can go in the fluid. And then if you run AMSOIL differential fluid, 100% synthetic, has a higher film strength, you have less friction, you'll have less heat, You'll avoid thermal runaway, your differential will last longer, get better gas mileage, and you could probably, between the diff cover and the AMSOIL, pick up some considerable wheel horsepower compared to OEM. And of course, you're gonna pocket tons and tons of fuel savings too. That's just one thing you can do. So there's a specialty equipment pieces that you can get AMSOIL, you can get the Banks Ram Air diff cover, and you're gonna save a lot of money. So there you go. Spend a couple $100, save several $1,000. There you go. So we got the Moose on Moose. This is what we call the Big Moose, the Mustang. And we'll show you the Shelby Cobra. There it is. Got the Cobra here. 500 hand built. And it goes in this huge car, this massive long Mustang. And if you can swing it around, you can do it. So it's like, can you tame the Cobra? I drove a GT 500. It was a 2014 with cat deletes. Scared the living hell out of me. It was like about 715 crank horsepower, and the torque was just ridiculous. And I got heart palpitations. I've never been scared. Never had a car get in my head like that before. So down here, lots of other really cool cars. Coming on over here, we got Peter Brock's Daytona Coupe. This is a really cool car. Peter Brock's like a hometown hero here in Las Vegas. He's got these really cool efficiency aero trailers, but that's his design from back in the old days. Got the canned air effect on the back, lower drag coefficient, higher top speed. So they went out and beat the living hell out of all the Ferraris, the Porsches, and all the cars. So when you're going 200 miles an hour, the air just slips right off the back, and you can just keep pushing through that wall, because as you know, drag is exponential. So when you go from 150 miles an hour to 200 miles an hour, you need about double the horsepower. So you can have 300 horsepower to go to 150, but then to go to 200 miles an hour, you'd need 600 horsepower. So you need a lot of horsepower if you have a lot of drag. So you get the drag down, you go faster, you just keep pushing through that wall, and the wall is air. So here's the super psychotic burnout pad. Today they're gonna have 1,000 wheel horsepower Shelby Cobras, those little teeny weeny kit cars. They go around here ripping around, spinning the tires in second gear. So they're power sliding at 36, 40 mile an hour, but the wheels are turning 85 miles an hour. And so that's what they do here. And then they have a little jump there where they jump. Behind is the Wynn and Encore. Those two hotels are one of the highest end hotels in the city. And then the Westgate, which is that big, disgusting brown yellow sign up there. That's one of the worst hotels in the whole city. And that's right next to the convention center here. Coming on over to some more products. Ford product. It's a great product. The best part about it is we're very fortunate. It comes from the factory with the problem already circled. So you don't even got to look for nothing. You just take a look at it and you're already good to go. There's no hunting. There's no doing diagnostics to figure out what the problem is. You just look straight at it and that's it. That's all you get. So more mooses. Moose on moose on moose. Got the Mustangs. And I don't know what that rubber ball is. I'm assuming they push it and roll it. That's got to be pretty interesting. So right now we're about 20 minutes out from the start of the show, and I'm going to start making my way down around. Then we'll shoot into the convention space where you have to have your badge, and it's not for the public. This is all public. So if you want to walk around, you're here in town, you can come on over here and walk around. You don't need to have a silly badge like I do that says you're an exhibitor or anything like that. You don't have to print out a fake badge to walk around here. You can come over here and play with the tires. You can kick tires on a 4,800 pound rock crawler, just solid as a rock. Look at the size of those suckers. So yeah, they're all over the place. We got the AMSOIL truck. This was at the Mint 500. A really, really cool truck. There it is, the 68 Bronco. 117 mile an hour. How'd you like to take a big lifted truck like that 117 and turn? That'd be something. But there it is. That's the truck from the Mint 500 that they do every year. That was the sponsored vehicle. And I'll be here at the AMSOIL booth. If you're here, stop over, say hi. Happy to talk to you about the AMSOIL products and educate you on them. How they're all about 2 to 6 times better than all the OEM fluids. So it's a next level product if that's what you're into. If you just want to keep it stock, I respect that, but don't expect a lot of life out of it if you keep everything OEM. The designers now on the new cars design them to break. So a lot of the cars these days are really cheap cars, and they have these predestinated expiration dates. If you use the OEM fluids, you'll basically expire the vehicle. So it's like a throwaway lighter. You might get 69 strikes out of it, but after those strikes are over, that's pretty much it. Same way with the new cars. A lot of the new cars are just basically throwaway lighters, and once you're out of fluid, that's it. So if you run the good lighter fluid, you don't have to worry about having the car break down. So that's kind of just the things with the fluids. And every one of these cars, they all have fluids in them. And if you put the better stuff like the coolant, the better ATF fluid, you'll have smoother, faster shifting, and you get better gas mileage. Now we're in the Jeeps, some big Wranglers, and this is the big stuff. Some of these guys put about $60,000, $70,000 into these things. That's their livelihood, and I respect it. You know, you got to do what makes you happy, and those wheels, I'm sure, make a lot of people happy. I've never been into the off-road stuff, but it's a huge market. It's getting bigger and bigger every year. Bronco's making a comeback. So not only did our good man, our local hometown hero, what's his name? The guy with the glove that said it didn't fit. He's around all the time, great guy. He's signing autographs left and right. I saw him at a bar the other day. I mean, he's out there, he's more active than he's probably ever been after the trials and stuff like that. But I think there was a super psychotic race scene with the Bronco where he was doing that. That was a lot of fun. If that makes the Bronco worth more, it's good. They ought to do a signature OJ Bronco, I think. That'd be a good idea. So coming on down and around, we got more product. We got Porsche. This its known substitutes. There are many substitutes to Porsche. Coming on over, lots of really cool off-road cars. Here's a little teeny weeny kit car. I'm not sure, but I think that's what is it, the South Africa car? I forget the name of it. It's one of those really good handling kit cars. I forget the name of that. Do you know what the name of that one? What's the name of that kit car? I forget. God, it just escaped me. The name of that little thing. It just sounds so good though. It does, like with an LS3, it rips off I think 3.1 seconds 0 to 60, all coilover suspension. Coming on over to some really cool, a Duster, Challenger, Charger. I don't even know what it is, but I know it's Mopar. And when you have something that looks like that, you just drive the living out of it. That's it. That's all you do is just nail it. Burnouts, cop car turnarounds, jumping bridges, finding little gaps over streams. No matter what you can find, you do it, and you just buy another one. Because back then, you could get those cars for about $400 used. So if you're fortunate enough to make a lot of money back then, you could just get a new car every week. Just drive the shit out of it, just totally wreck it, drive it out of oil, and just get a new Dodge. Lots of other good Ford product, nice classics. Shooting on down, and we're just moving. Got some off-road capabilities. Well, now it's time to start going inside. So I'm going to take you inside the box, and the box being the convention halls. So Las Vegas, this is I would say the largest square footage convention center in the world, I would assume. This convention probably brings $1 billion to the convention center. I could guess. I don't know, maybe 100 million. I might be off, but I'm sure it's pretty hefty numbers. Got some huge monster Fords. Huge Ford product. Power Stroke. Now, I do oftentimes make fun of Ford product, but I have to put in my disclaimer here, like everything. Nothing's perfect. The disclaimer is on Ford product, the trucks are really good and the GT40 is good. So if you got a GT40 or you got a truck, they're pretty darn good. So definitely, you can't make fun of all the Fords. They're not all that bad. But if it weren't for Ford product, oh, Factory 5, that's the name of that kit car. Now I remember, Factory 5. I think it's made over in South Africa. Really cool kit car. It's like a Corvette kind of, all tube chassis, and they leave all the extra junk out. So when you get this hypercar, which it's cost the price of a Corvette, but you get the hypercar experience and speed out of it. Something like this twin turbo, you're probably going to scrub off a 2.7 second 0 to 60. You're probably going to be able to do a top speed of 2.25 to 250. I don't know if it's capable of doing what the Hennessy Venom, the Venom GT is capable of, 278. But I'm sure it's capable of some pretty stout numbers. Haven't seen anything on YouTube with it, but I'm sure there's some stuff up there now. But it's a really cool kit car, and I believe you can get these little guys for, I think they're 30 to 40 for the kit, and then you just slap in whatever you want and just go drive the living bejesus out of it. Here's a, I don't know if this is a Daytona Coupe replica. I don't want to offend anybody, but what is this here? Looks pretty good. Pretty cool. Wow. It's good looking stuff. Good looking stuff. There's the classic one that's pretty cool. Pretty cool kit car. So now we're headed inside the box. We're going into the booth. So I'll take you inside, do a little more walking and talking and squicking and squawking. I tell people, especially, I say, I'd like to make a little cheers for a little peace and quiet. If she gives me a little peace, I'll be quiet. But I haven't gotten nothing, so it's gonna keep yapping away, talking and talking. I don't usually talk this much, but you know, you get me out to these big events, you gotta have something to say about something, right? But so we're gonna keep rolling around. All right, so now we're gonna head inside the box. The Hellcat is like it's like nothing almost. There's so many of them here. It's like a normal car. That's how big of an event this is. So you got Mudda's, Yo Mudda's California Gold. We got the underside of some GM product, or Moose, the underside of a Moose. And coming on down, I think we got more Bronco or something. People are drooling on these Broncos, Ford product. If you go to the main Ford thing, their center thing is a dark blue Ford Bronco from the 80s or 70s. So all these classic cars are all kind of coming back. That's the big, you know, that's the big deal. We got Shell, got your Pennzoil Ultra Platinum. That's basically one of your second best oils. So if you want to get the second best oil, you got the Ultra Platinum, which is right there. And they're really big in Texas. When you go to Texas, you won't be able to get away from Shell. It's everywhere. So that's the big deal fuel company. And that's pretty much the scoop. Lots of other cool resto mods. Now we're coming inside. So this is the main South Hall, I believe. We're gonna go through security. They're gonna check the luggage, the bags, make sure no one's bringing in automatic weapons, soft putty bombs, You know, you got all these shootings and stuff like that. So we got to make sure we're safe.
Sir, safety's number one.
Yes, yes, safety's number one.
Especially in different states.
Yep, safety and protection. Will you help me open this a little bit? Yeah, I appreciate it. You can open everything. So he's going to make sure everything's safe. Laptop, food. Awesome.
Gotta check them all.
Yep, check them all, yeah.
Yep, you are a good boss, man.
Awesome, sweet. Thank you. Coming on through.
Right, we all we got.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, we don't got no water over here?
1 second here, let me set this down.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. You too. Here you go, honey.
Thank you, dear. Have a great day.
All right, we're back. We're rolling. Let's do it.
The water was falling.
Yeah.
Good catch.
Yeah. All right, we're moving. All right. So now we're going inside the box. So this is what we call the big box. So you got all these wonderful helpful attendants. They say, "Can I help you?" You got information right there. And you got more mudders. So now you come inside the box, everything's about double to 4 times the money. So a fresh cup of coffee is anywhere from $3 to $10. And basically you can look, but you can't touch. So you're gonna see a lot of heinies you wanna see. You're gonna see a lot of cars you wanna touch, but you can't touch it all. So you just gotta be self-reserving. Got the security, they make sure everyone's got a badge on. If you don't have that badge, you don't get in. And it's got this gold seal, this silver seal right here. That's what distinguishes the proprietary badging. So now I'm gonna walk around, take a look what time it is. It's 8:45, we got 15 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and start the shoot down here. Just gonna buckle a clip here on my jacket here. And we are going. So we're gonna start to walk down to the SEMA booth, to the AMSOIL booth. So we got lots of cars, all different covered cars. They'll start to uncover a lot of this stuff as we go down. We're about 15 minutes out from showtime. I'm gonna switch hands. Got my coffee here and we are good. All right, we're rolling. So we got lots of equipment. You know, every year 80% of these guys are all the same, so you're going to see the same exact products, same exact stuff, but you'll have that 15 to 20% that changes. So one of them that doesn't change is Ford product, and here it is. They got it all taped off. Ford is such a special product, they can't allow people to night to touch it. Basically Ford's just untouchable. So there it is, all the good shiny Ford product. It's just such a amazing product. I always tell everyone, if it weren't for Ford product, 1/3 of all mechanics garages wouldn't even exist. So, and if you want to watch a good video on mechanics, type in Rodney Dangerfield mechanic. It's a hilarious video where he talks about all these, he does a whole thing with the, garage mechanic, how they scam people. It's hilarious. He goes, when you go into a garage, you never put anything in writing. So if someone comes in, you tell them it's $100, they come back, you tell them it's $200. And they say, hey, I thought it was only $100. Oh, that's right. Now it's $300. So that's how they get people. Then you put a pair of fake legs underneath the car. You say, oh, well, let me talk to the mechanic. Oh, all right. You're talking to a pair of fake legs on the ground. Huh. Well, looks like you had an extra part you had to replace. Now it's going to be $400. And then, he does this whole skit, and then a guy comes in for a map, and he goes, oh, you're trying to get there? I know where that is. You can't get there from here. And then what he does is you sell him a map. You don't ever tell him where to go. You sell him the map. Don't ever sell yourself short. And then you have a different name badge. Someone comes back and they say, hey, where's Jim? You go, I don't know. my name's Ralph. You talk to the wrong guy, you know, so you change it up like that. So, you know, it's a hilarious skit. I don't remember it entirely. I'm pretty rusty on it. I have to watch it again, but it's a hell of a good skit. If you love comedy, go watch, type in Rodney Dangerfield Garage Mechanic. It is hilarious. So we're coming on down around. Got lots of parts, lots of really cool valve springs, all kinds of push rods, and we're shooting on down. We're walking down the South Hall. Yesterday I walked roughly about 6.5 miles, and yeah, just a blast. Love walking around, talking to people. It's interesting how much people don't know. You know, a lot of people, they come with these crafty ideas, and it's a good idea, but it's not the way it is. And you know, you got to really listen to see what, you know, people have to offer. You know, unfortunately, a lot of the guys down here, they, you know, they're still beginners. They're still learning a lot about cars, but you just gotta listen, and the more you listen, the more you learn. One of the old sayings, a good conversation is like a mini skirt. It's short enough to keep your attention, yet long enough. No, what is it? A good conversation is like a mini skirt. It's short enough to get your attention, but short enough to be, what is it? To be, I forget, man. Jeez. A lot of running around here. Oh, Mobile One. Mobile One. There it is. The #1 oil brand sold. And it's at Wama. So you can go to Wama and you can get loads of it. They got discounts on it. And a lot of people love Mobile One. Lots of other cool products. Motool's a huge French oil. It's French, and it's huge over there. And I've talked to some people, they really like it. A lot of people love Motool. I haven't had a chance to really go through it all. They have some really cool, good looking models here. I got a picture with one of them the other day. There she is. There's the model I got my picture with. How's it going? Howdy. Awesome. So yeah, so the sales guys are having their meetings, and they're saying, how can we get this lube in these vehicles? What do we say to them? How do we put the product in the car, you know? For me, I tell people, I've never sold nothing. I just get things bought for all the right reasons. Results. That's the only thing I care about, is the results. If it doesn't have results, it's not good enough for me. Oh my God, another Bronco. Another Bronco. The Broncos just, they're everywhere. You can't get away from them here this year. It's like the biggest trend. These Broncos have to be doubled in price. Are these Broncos going up in price? Yeah, they are. HP tunas. You stick that thing in your car and you get it running good. Got some Volkswagen product. VW. Got more Mustang. There's more mooses here than I've seen anywhere. You can't get away from the moose. The one and only Ford Mustang. They are just everywhere. I mean, there's got to be, I would say 6% of the vehicles here are mooses. Just tons and tons of mooses. And the other day I was walking around, and this guy, he goes, he's talking to a friend on his cell phone. He goes, hey Stevens, I was just walking through the booth, and he was talking to him. He goes, I saw like 3 slammed Teslas. I saw like, yeah, 3 of them. 3 slammed Teslas. And I was like, that's gotta be one of the gayest things I've ever heard, a slammed Tesla. I never even thought about putting those words together. But I guess they do it. They really disrupt the suspension on it. They put a wider, I'm assuming low profile tire on it, and they drive the living hell out of them. So now we're here to where our booth is. Our booth is right here at Toyota. So this is the big Toyota booth. And here you can't get away from the Toyota, what the heck do they call those little cars? I forget the name of them. What the hell are they? They're the Toyota Skyline. It's a Toyota Supra. They're making the biggest deal about these Supras. I've seen so many Toyotas since I've been here the last 3 days. I don't even know what to say. They're everywhere. They're every color of the rainbow. And I mean, I'm having nightmares with these things. These things are driving over me at night. I mean, their imagery and the product just penetrates your mind. I mean, I've never been so completely marketingly just penetrated. I mean, look at that marketing, the badging, all the plastics, the fenders. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I've never driven one, so I can't say it's bad. But God, I'm seeing them in my sleep. It's starting to get in my head. Jeez. I've never had such a small car and so many of them. I mean, you can't even get away from these suckers. Look at that thing. I mean, they're everywhere. They're racers, they're streetable. There's this, there's that. They're LS swapped. And then of course, the AMSOIL truck. Here's the owner here. He's the builder right here. Here's all the specs on the AMSOIL truck this year. Do you have a second to give everyone a little thing on what the inspiration behind the truck was? Could you say a little minute on it?
We just wanted to build the owner. He's had this truck since he's 15.
Oh my God, all right.
15 or 16. And it's been in the family for, that's a long time. And he came to us and wanted to do something really different, but yet keep it, truck fashion.
All right.
So that's why we kind of left it a lot of classic.
All right.
And the guy, the owner wanted it, a lot of chrome on the truck.
I love it.
A lot of bright blue paint. And then the Duramax diesel.
All right. So you're the builder, and then the owner is not here.
Nope, he went back home.
Awesome. And how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, just Weaver Customs on Facebook and Instagram.
All right,
And then we
Weaver
have a website
Customs
as well. So,
all right.
Yeah, so that was the inspiration behind the truck. He just wanted something big and bad, but yeah, classic as well.
All right, and this is all the specifications on this year's AMSOIL truck 2019 at the SEMA show. That's all the specs on it. 700 crank or 700 wheel?
700 crank.
700 crank. Awesome. And you got
just a little driver.
All right, just a little driver. Gets you around A to B. And now we're coming on over. Tom, here's the guy that signed me up with AMSOIL 4 years ago. There he is, Tom.
Hey,
what's up, Tom? What's up? What's up? Runs on Freedom. This is a big promotion they're doing. The Runs on Freedom sticker basically says that anyone, no matter where you're from, no matter what car you got your freedom to pick and choose what lube goes in your car. So if you're afraid, you think, oh, this could blow my car up, it could void the warranty, what happens if someone steals my car with the oil in it or whatever, don't worry about nothing. AMSOIL is completely safe to put in any vehicle. So you can take a string trimmer, you can take a bushwhacker, you can take a beard trimmer, anything, and you can put this lube in it, and until that lube is proven to cause the damage, well, there's nothing they can do. So they can't void the warranty. And you say, well, even how good is AMSOIL? That's what a lot of people say. They say, what makes it different? Everyone's got something to sell. Well, with AMSOIL, there's nothing to sell. It's 100% synthetic. It's got a higher film strength. The film strength's what keeps the metal separated, and that keeps your wear down, your heat down. Also keeps you from thermal runaway. Also, it has less acidic drag on the crankcase in your engine and on the differential. So when you're running these products, you're actually going to get better gas mileage, and the gas savings actually pays for itself. And a lot of people are always curious, Well, if you're curious, go ahead and use my link below. You can tap on my little link, and you can go ahead and try the products, and I guarantee 100%. And you say, well, Eben, how could you guarantee? All right, well, I've done about 300 fluid changes on my channel here, and every single time there's an improvement, and oftentimes it blows people's mind. And if you want to see a video of that, I have a video. I'll stick that right here in the corner, and it's called Why People Love AMSOIL. And it pops their fuse, and some people come to laminated, some people they can't really speak anymore. They go catatonic. Just depends on the person. So that's my only warning. If the product blows your mind that much, you know, I'd take no responsibility for any loss of words or not being able to drive anymore or something like that. If you can't digest it psychologically, don't try the product. But if you want to get better gas mileage, protect your vehicle, use the best filters, use the best oils, 6 times more wear protection. You say, well, Eben, what the heck is 6 times more wear protection? Well, that's on the cylinder scuffing. Boom, right there. So you got the cross hatching in a diesel engine, and then you got that. That's the difference. Coming on down, double the OEM interval, 15,000 miles, 25,000 miles on a turbo diesel, and up to 60,000 miles on a over-the-road truck. Now, a lot of guys do oil analysis when they're using these products, so they're able to go quite a bit beyond what you're looking at here, especially if you're running highway, because you have much better cooling. AMSOIL is the ultimate call-out challenge product, and the super psychotic, what the heck is that, diesel challenge too. So that's the official oil, and that's what makes it different. And that pretty much sums it up. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little cheers for protection, 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 and we will see you tonight at about 5-6 p.m. Just go ahead and subscribe, click the notification bell. We're going to do the super psychotic exit of some of these hypercars. When they spin out, they go upside down. Some of them jump over ramps and get 60 feet of air. They blow up and go on fire. Well, we're going to be live, and if that happens, you might see someone get thrown out of their car. You never know. I'm not hoping for nothing like that, but you just never know what's going to happen in Las Vegas, right? All right, we'll see you back next time. Cheers to protection.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 4 of the 2019 SEMA show. Today is our final day, and our hours are 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. The show is officially open. We ask that you have a great day.
So you heard it. They said have a great day. All right, we'll see ya. Cheers.